This is a Suboptimal podcast. Check out our suboptimal content at suboptimal.co.
All right, everybody. Welcome to episode number 11 of 2.5 Weebs. This week we're going to be discussing the English name is Heaven's Lost Property. It is about some angel lady that comes down from somewhere to some kid.
A pet class angeloid.
Oh God, yes. So we're going to talk about that. We're joined by, Comfimus and Copper, as always. Hi, guys.
I feel like there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. Let's give us a
names,
synopsis
pet class.
of the first 3 episodes there, Comfy.
Oh man, so all right. So all cards on the table, right? There is an episode 0, but it is the OVA.
Okay.
I totally watched that first on accident because it was listed as episode 0, and sometimes that is how you're supposed to watch shows.
Uh-huh.
I did still watch episodes 1 through 3, but god damn it. That show, I didn't want to finish it.
So what was the prequel?
Well, we ran into a show Comfy was not comfortable finishing.
No, the OVA was the water park episode. So...
Oh, wait, was it before, it was just the main characters before it got weird? Just them
No,
being
it's
pervy
it's
at
all of
water
the
park?
main characters after the end of the story.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
was an epilogue episode, essentially.
Okay. All right.
But it just was... So basically, this dude is walking around. He's like, man, I wish I could just have my boring, easy, simple life like me. And then this angel pops out and is like, yo, I can grant any wish. And he says, I don't believe you. Give me $1 million. So she does. Now this jackass is running around with a pet angel doing shenanigans, mostly of which involve the panties of his childhood friend. So does that cover it pretty well, Copper?
That's a pretty good covering of it. Yeah, it's an interesting show that we picked to try to make Dale comfortable. It looks like we made Comfy a little bit uncomfortable.
We picked. Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bob.
Oh no, we're putting that evil on Comfy.
Whoa. I have plenty of weird shit that I'll recommend. That was not it.
All right. So it might surprise you to know that I kind of enjoyed it. I watched a few extra episodes.
Did you
Thought it was
fucking
pretty
really?
cool. Fuck no! Jesus Christ! No, I'm kidding. God damn!
Oh my god!
I hated my life watching this show.
Oh my god!
Oh
Dude, I was gonna be gone if that was.
Comfy was like, I'm out. We're done.
If you were legit oh yeah, no, I really liked it. I was gonna fucking leave. Are you kidding me? You got squeamish at Konosuba, and I'm sitting here watching this going, okay, that's just too much.
No, Okay, so the thing is here, does nobody realize that porn is easy to come across? It's okay to just watch porn. It's totally fine instead of this
Dude,
okay, so literally this
porn.
stupid angel that comes out of the sky has a chain around her neck and is basically implied that she's just this fucking slave angel that does literally whatever the fuck you want. She's in this ridiculous outfit. This main character uses his abilities in one of the first scenes to become invisible, not only so he could spy on his hot neighbor that he has a crush on, he fucking assaults her while he's invisible.
Oh yeah, no,
it's what the actual fuck? Oh my god.
And then there's the entire episode where his childhood friend can't wear underwear because she's not wearing the kind that he likes.
Yeah.
Which I still don't understand how the plot got to that point. It didn't make any sense. They just kind of wrote it away oh, there was a magic card that was making her try on hundreds of pairs of panties. And everybody's sitting there what the fuck?
Yeah, this is
Why
fun.
couldn't we stop this?
In Japan, they don't need to explain. Masa, you're probably right. I don't... God.
So
don't ever watch this show. If anybody,
show
if I
is
ever found out
not
somebody
great.
actually enjoyed the show, I would probably think less of them. Not gonna lie.
This
It's a little
seems
weird.
like this seems
Probably.
like a copper ironically enjoys this show and wanted to mess with us. That's what it feels like to me.
Oh, this was a show I picked because I knew it would be like super cringeworthy.
Oh yeah.
And I wanted to see Dale's reaction, and I'm just loving Comfy's as just like the bonus cherry on top.
God damn it! I fucking
What
guys.
the-
Why am I? Why are you
I
like this?
I have Cephs in my chat saying clearly this is a good show.
Oh, it's a
No!
show.
Oh my god, it's so literally porn. It's not all right. I
Well,
It's
it
don't
not.
wants to be porn, yeah. It really, really does.
No, and so the OVA too. Original video animation, guys, in case you didn't know that.
Uh-huh.
They're at the water park and it's literally all of the female characters and then that one guy, and his entire mission is to get the girls to not be wearing their clothes. That's the entire goal.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And he uses his angel powers to try to make that happen. What a fucking time.
Like, I don't even know how to respond to this show, other than like it's fucking terrible. Just
Other than it's fucking terrible.
like, do people
Good wording.
act? Oh man, I don't know. It's so just. Oh God, I don't even know.
Can you
I
give me
know
a
is-
couple more descriptive sounds? I think I can piece it together.
So this show is
Ugh.
very, for anybody who's
There you go.
bizarrely curious, this show is very over the top with sexuality, innuendo, blatant
Yeah.
non-innuendo.
Like
There's
this,
no
okay,
innuendos,
okay.
there's
Do we need to
nothing
go? Let's double
fucking
back
hide.
to the point where he uses his invisibility powers to assault his neighbor, who he thinks is hot. Like he literally grabs her boobs and jiggles them around, and she's like, "Ah!" And he's just like, "Ah, lol."
thing is-
You just fucking did. Like you're just awful. What the fuck are you doing?
So it's not just his neighbor that he does that to. In that
Oh,
same
for real.
scene,
man,
he does it
spoiler
to
alert, he's a
a-
pedophile the whole time. Jesus Christ.
God.
Such a stupid show.
And what's the next thing he does?
to
Oh
to make
yeah,
it
he
better.
then continues. He freezes time, and runs around his school and like upskirts all the girls and shit.
That does
Fills
happen.
them up, yeah, stuff like
And
that.
like it's just like, dude, what the actual fuck? Why?
Let's
Cause
see.
some
He-
person told him to. Like the writer, whoever came up with this stupid shit, was like, this is gonna be a good idea, right?
So he also kills every other member of the human species.
Oh,
And
you're
then-
right, he does.
And then to make it better, like all the sexual assaults and stuff like that, to make it better, he wishes it was all a dream, and that's what it becomes. Hello, Deus Ex Machina.
That it's the good old anime trick.
Oh yeah, man.
Just when they think that they got you on the ropes, you hit them with
That's not
the,
even-
it was all a dream.
That's not even an anime trick. That's a trick out of the 80s. Like, that's real old school television.
Here, I'll make it worse. Hold on. Oh god.
How is Cephs going to make this worse? I don't
I
understand.
don't.
So this
I
show, unless
don't
you're
know.
trying to torture someone like I was, is a very much a non-recommend.
Yeah, don't ever watch this. Like I wasn't kidding
Not
earlier
worse.
when I said I would probably think a little bit less of you if I discovered you actually like the show.
I would think less of you if you sided with the Vanguard unironically. It's a joke because fucking
'Cause
hate
you're
filthy snitches.
Because you're supposed to side with the Vanguard in the first place.
No.
I
No,
haven't
Copper,
done that
not
quest
you.
at all yet.
Yeah, I haven't.
Still.
No.
I haven't opened Destiny in a
Yeah.
little while. I've been a little busy
Oh, right.
grinding.
So now that you fuckers got to torture me and even Comfy, like Copper, how do you
That
feel
was a-
about
that was a
this? Or is
bonus.
this just like,
Now, I knew this wasn't going to be a good show because it is very low rated.
oh okay,
It was.
That alone told me this was not going to be good.
It wasn't a good show. It was so bad.
The best part of the show is the fact that the endings of each show are a bit different based on what happens in the show. And in the second episode, the one with the panties going flying
Like,
everywhere.
like the end credits.
The end credits.
Oh,
I
yeah, the
didn't
butterfly
watch them.
panties that are just
Yeah,
kinda
all the
chilling.
panties become basically birds and just fly around the world being birds, and that's what the whole end credits is showing.
It's
That's
so
probably the best part of what we actually had to watch.
Seal points out that she's uncomfortable. I actually saw the thing.
Why?
Yeah.
Because that's just what it is.
Listen, I didn't choose this show. I will not be choosing it again. I'm leaving this game because this man has 2 planeswalkers.
So this
He's
is
getting-
this is a non-recommend show. We do come across.
So across the board, non-recommend.
Yeah.
Bad time, not worth. 0 out of 10, would not recommend.
Yeah. It's real
No.
bad.
It's
like, I just-
real bad. It's
It's
beyond
real
real
not
bad.
good.
It's
Go watch a porn. It's fine. It's
Sounds
okay to
like
watch
a
porn.
therapist's best dream.
well, to be honest, like if you want to see anime boobs bounce around that,
Go watch porn.
go watch
God.
hentai. It's a thing. There are websites devoted to it that are
There
free.
you go. And then there's not the stupid story that you have to deal with. And you get right to the part
Yeah,
that
you
you want.
don't have to
you
deal
know?
with the plot, just the
Yeah.
backstory.
And if you don't know what those sites are, just DM Comfy and he'll tell you.
You'll
Why
figure
would
it
I
out.
tell you? Why do you think I, of all people, would waste my time being a degenerate on the goddamn internet?
Well,
you
I'm
can
pretty
just
sure that's what
Google
you
shit.
do with your
Just
time.
Google. Google's fine, guys. It's okay.
He brings up an excellent point. I can't really counter it. But hey,
Okay.
you know what? So we're done. We're done with that train wreck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we need to figure out
Oh,
what we're going to do next week. And we should discuss the introduction of a new bit. So,
yeah.
Yes, so we were looking at adding a new segment to the show, just so that if we keep adding segments, so that the show is a little more structured, because right now we kind of, ramble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll help keep us on track for, about an hour and a half, which is where we're basically aiming at for length.
Mm.
So, Comfy had the idea of picking up a show and doing not only our normal bit, which is the first 3 episodes of a show each week, but looking at a show over the length of the show. So in most cases, it'll be about 12 episodes, and do one show, like one episode of that show throughout the course of it, and see how we feel and stuff as things go along.
yeah. So it's basically we're just going to start following a show every week.
Yes.
So
we're going to be looking at new shows now. For those who
can you, if you want to throw a link into something I should look for, so I can, have
let's
some
see
input on
here.
something interesting, just throw it in Comfy's chat if you want, because then we can both click on it because I'm already there.
Oh, okay. Just give me a sec here.
I'm always in Comfy's chat when we do this podcast. So.
Yeah. Because I have best chat. It's popping.
That's,
Oh, Attack on Titan season 3 part 2 is coming out apparently as well.
Okay, so according to my anime list, I will give you a link here, Comfy's chat, which is a good site for people looking up information, anime, and stuff like that. We've got One Punch Man season 2. We've got the second part of Attack on Titan season 3, which poses something of a problem because I stopped watching in season 1.
Yeah, it's got to.
Is
What's coming out in season 1? I feel like we should
Isekai
start it in
Quartet?
season 1 if possible.
Yes, there is a. So that is Comfy.
I know exactly what it
Yeah.
is.
For Dale, who's not going
What are we
to understand
talking about here?
Comfy's-
Okay. So
It's the
basically,
third one over on the top row.
Yeah, there's this
Okay.
show. It's called Isekai Quartet, and basically it's taking the cast of 4 different Isekai shows and making a crossover. And so the shows are ReZero, which is that's one that we've talked about making you watch. Which is pretty damn brutal.
Okay. There's the Overlord
Konosuba,
character I
Overlord,
recognize from.
and Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Okay,
So
I recognize a couple of them.
yeah,
And this is supposed to be funny. It looks like it's supposed to be a bit like
it's
a
Yeah,
parody.
that is-
100% a comedy.
That's going to be a
but-
chibi art style.
The
comedy
reason I would stray away from that realistically is just because
The episodes will be insanely short.
Well, not only that, like that's usually fun. Like we could watch Space Patrol Lulico or something, but like because to get a majority of the like jokes and shit that they're gonna throw at you, you need to have
seen the
watched
other shows.
all of the shows.
Yeah.
So Konosuba has 2 10-episode seasons. ReZero has 1 26-episode season. Overlord has 3 20-episode seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanya has 12 episodes. Like that's a lot of time to throw at somebody to get them caught up.
Let's see. We've got a remake of Fruits Basket, which is a famous anime. We've got a young man dies and gets reborn again. Another world anime. This time he's not a slime. We've got the 3rd season of Stray Dogs, which is interesting because that's a show I was thinking of having you guys watch in the first place.
Well, I mean, I feel like it shouldn't. It'd be weird to show up in like a season 3. You know what I mean?
Yes. Well, I wouldn't say watch season 3. I meant for our normal 3-episode thing. For Stray Dogs of the first season.
Gotcha.
We've got a pervert show.
I can't. That's what I can't do it 2 weeks in a row. I will
never again.
You couldn't do 12 weeks of a pervert show, Dale. It would kill you.
I couldn't.
I would just stop doing it and just listen to you guys.
I know. So looking over stuff here, because there's a lot of second seasons and stuff like that, what's coming out as announced. Our best bet is, let's see, we've got, what's the name of it here? Fairy Gone. Looks to be an action supernatural story, so that shouldn't have any of the stuff that would make Dale hate his life.
Make me sound like I'm some prude or something. Jesus.
I mean, you are.
We've got, I cannot pronounce this one.
Wait, they have Beyblade Burst Gotchi.
No.
Aw.
They have Duel Masters.
Stop that. For those wondering, those are shows based upon questionable licenses.
I need to defeat you in a children's card game.
Okay, if you go up, comfy, of that list, there is this one there. Because I cannot pronounce that.
How far up is that?
It's like 4 rows below.
Okay, I found it.
Okay.
Sarazanmai.
So this one is based on demons and supernatural. It looks like there's going to be some comedy in there as well.
It looks very brightly colored and fun.
Yes. So there is that.
I'm about that.
And there are no, because the other one, Fairy Gone, well, it sounds very interesting. Looks like it's probably going to be on the dark side.
Yeah.
Which might be something of a mood killer. I honestly wish we had thought of this idea for Shield Hero, because that show would have been perfect for this, I think.
Yeah, maybe. That's the problem, though, is like looking up before the season starts, like what you
never
want,
tell what's going to be good and what's not going to be good.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been a lot of seasons where there just ends up being some like knockout hit that nobody expects.
Yeah, and Shield Hero I think was one of them, really. Mm-hmm. And I don't think this will be all the shows that come out, because a lot of these are second season announcements.
Yeah.
So there's not a lot of new stuff that's been put out yet for announcements. But right now, I think that one there is probably our best bet. And so for people who are not watching via Comfy or Dale's channel, I'll just go over the synopsis here.
Yes, please.
So one day, 3 second-year middle students, because that's a common trope in anime. Middle school students are always getting into shit. Meet a Kappa-like creature named Kepi, who is the self-proclaimed heir to the throne of Kappa Kingdom. Kepi forcibly takes the students' Shirkodama, a mythical organ Kappa steal through a person's anus, and then are transformed into Kappa. Kepi informs them, if you want to return to your former selves, you'll need to connect in that way, and you must bring me the Shirkodama of zombies. Will the 3 boys be able to connect and take the Shirkodama of zombies? At the same time, 2 policemen try to do something at the police box where they are stationed. So it looks like there's a secondary story just kind of running along that's going to tie in eventually.
They try to do something at their police box. We don't know what.
Yeah,
Maybe it's calling 911 to get a real goddamn officer.
Also,
But
that's
who knows?
when it says connect in that way is in brackets. For those curious, so they mean something by it, but they're not really saying what it is.
Yes.
So it might be get a girlfriend. It might be get over their differences with each other. It's difficult to say.
That could be interesting. Well, worst case, if it like gets really, really bad week one, we can always swap it last second.
This is true. We can always go, yeah, we made a
Listen,
mistake.
nothing is set in stone. We can always just say, listen, we
changed our mind. We're just gonna
Changed our
watch. We're just gonna watch One Punch Man again. It'll be fine.
Yeah. I do want to steer away from like a second or third season show for more or less
100%.
obvious reasons.
Well,
But
I think we've all seen One Punch Man. I think most people have.
yeah,
I know.
you'd be surprised. I was
But
talking to a couple of weebs I know.
for people who do want to follow along and are new, it's better to keep to the new stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want it to be like user friendly.
yes, unlike Dale.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh?
Well,
What?
so
I don't understand
we do-
why. I don't know what's going on.
we also need something for a new show for next week. Do we have a genre that we want to push for the next week, or do we just want to like go around and find something?
Well, there is the Stray Dog show.
Mhm.
That is a very interesting show. It's not anything that Dale would hate off the bat. There's no jiggling boobs or anything like that, floating
it.
around. It's Dale actually might like that show quite a bit.
Huh, okay.
What is it about? Tell me more.
Hold on, let me bring up.
And is it
Like
on
every time you guys
Crunchyroll?
talk
What's it
about how
on?
I don't like jiggly boobs, I'm just like, I mean, in the right context, I'm a huge fan. You know, like, come on, I don't dislike jiggly boobs. I just don't
get, like,
need
a
them.
sound clip for that. Like, listen, guys, in the right context, I'm a huge fan of jiggly boobs. Just not
Yes, you
right now.
That'll make a sound clip for you, Comfy.
I will.
Okay,
I
so-
will look into it.
For Stray Dogs, so the plot summary. The battle action story of Stray Dogs centers around a league of literary figures with supernatural powers. For example, in real life, oh god, this guy's name is very Japanese. Wrote acclaimed stories that inspired another person's film and a series of anime. But in this one, he has the power to transform and manipulate his cloak into a monster-like entity. Okay, so this is not a very good
So we're looking
synopsis.
at Stray Dogs for next week, possibly.
I'm
Bongo.
pretty sure I've seen this before. I'm pretty sure it's Fate. You know, special people having special powers. I got this.
Let's go with this.
we're
Okay,
looking
here
at-
is here's an actual synopsis. For weeks, the main character's orphanage has been plagued by a mythical tiger that he seems to be aware of. Suspected to be behind the strange incidents, the 18-year-old is abruptly kicked out of the orphanage and left hungry, homeless, and wandering through the city. While starving on a riverbank, he saves a rather eccentric man named Osamu Dazai. I'm guessing I'm horrible at pronunciation here. From drowning. Whimsical suicide enthusiast and supernatural detective, Dazai has been investigating the same tiger that has been terrorizing the boy.
A whimsical
with-
suicide enthusiast. What?
Yeah, it makes more sense when you see the show.
Sounds like me.
Together with Dazai's partner, Dopo, they solve the mystery, but its resolution leaves Atsushi, that's the main guy's name,
No,
Not a
I
good
think that's a type
pronunciation.
of food.
in a tight spot. As various odd events take place, he is coerced into joining their firm of supernatural investigators, taking on unusual cases the police cannot handle, alongside his numerous enigmatic co-workers. So it's basically a bit of a action show
Okay.
with some mystery elements and some comedy stuff and situations, but it's kind of like an action detective thing that goes along as they go through different cases and stuff like that.
Okay, that sounds interesting. Sounds like it could be pretty fun.
Have you seen this, Copper?
I've seen the first season. I haven't watched season 2 and 3.
Okay.
Just because I haven't had time. But the show is very good.
Okay, we can look at that. I don't really care.
Yeah. There you go. Then
Let's do that. And then for the one that we watch, when is this show starting? This Sarah's and My.
I haven't seen any start dates yet.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. So this is just going to be how we do it going forward. Whenever there's like a new
season
launches, we're going to start following one as it goes every week and watch the most recent episode of it.
Copper and I are totally going to watch Isekai Quartet on the side, though.
Probably.
That's going to happen for sure.
I mean, if we want to cover it,
that,
if you ever want to make, if we could cover it in the future as well for just, the first 3 of it or something. Could be possible.
I think anybody who sees it without having seen the other shows might.
It's not going to be good it's not going to be good if you haven't seen the other shows.
Now, another thing we can look at, which this brings up, is so there's full-length shows in Japan, just like ones we normally watch.
Yeah.
And there are shows that are basically kind of in between shows, which are much shorter and usually 5 to 8 minutes long. Now, these aren't like the YouTube thing we watched. So they're not abridged. They're full. That's the full way they tell the story. So there are those things you can take a look at as well.
So do you want to watch Space Patrol Luluco?
Well, there's that one. There are also others that would make...
You sound like you said that with disdain. Are you shit talking Space Patrol Luluco?
It's fine.
This is one of the cutest goddamn shows ever made.
Now, some of them are joke shows. They're like you're dealing with chibi-based characters.
Okay, this looks like Powerpuff Girls.
Why are you talking shit about Space Patrol Luluco?
Looks
I'm
stupid.
not talking about that one. I'm just saying some of them are like that with chibi-based characters. Others have what would be more classical, normal anime. I know there was one that came out last season, where it's a guy who gets roped into working at a armor shop for a fantasy universe, where he's sort of plying other adventurers with armor.
Sounds fun.
And the episodes are, very, very short kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, and then there's another one where I know of because people are like, what the hell is this? And it's basically a group of female adventurers who get kind of tricked into wearing like really skimpy outfits and stuff like that. So,
well, that sounds like lots of fun. No, see, I like Space Patrol Luluco because it's literally just Trigger taking all of their properties and just throwing it into a mixing bowl and having fun with it.
Yes.
Every single episode is just so fast-paced and ridiculous. You're under arrest, but wait, I didn't do anything. You're right. You're not under arrest.
Another thing we may want to look at in the future is Space Dandy.
That is a show.
Space Dandy, huh?
Space Dandy.
To Google.
Space Dandy.
Okay, what's this about?
Oh man. Dude in space who's pretty goddamn dandy.
Oh, well, all right. It's like
probably a good.
Is it like Grease in space? He looks like a greaser from.
Okay,
that's not inaccurate.
All right, so let's explain something about Japanese culture. They pick up on trends that happen in North America and stuff like that later on than they occur.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And sometimes they'll pick up on something that for us is basically historical, such as the greaser look, like things like the pompadour hairstyle and things like that. And it kind of catches on with the segment of the population. And that's kind of what you're seeing here.
That's funny because especially like the pompadour, because you get one of the main characters in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure definitely has a pompadour.
Oh god, yes.
One of the main characters in Akame ga Kill definitely has a pompadour. And like one of the character traits with both of those characters as well is they're like super overprotective of their hairstyle.
Like anybody with a pompadour has to be.
Yeah, but like it's like if anybody called it stupid, they like pick a fight and like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You just call my hairstyle stupid? And like that's exactly what it is, and it's a time. You know. God, if I lose this game, I'm mad. I'm so mad. This is so dumb.
For those curious, well, Cumpy is
He's
recording
getting his
with us.
ass
He's
kicked
playing...
at Magic the Gathering because he sucks.
Yep.
No, he'd kick my ass at it. I suck worse. It's okay.
Well,
He probably doesn't even suck at all.
Yeah.
Oh,
So hey
well,
a
guys,
bit different.
even better.
That's a little bit different.
even better.
so guys,
I didn't think
now
it
that
could get
we've
better,
lined up
and then it
all
did.
of our affairs, what have you been up to this week?
Work and Division 2.
I need to play more Division 2. I've played like none of it this week.
It's really good. I got up to 450, which is like the power gear score. After you get to the level cap of 30, you start to get like a certain gear score. So I'm up to 450. So now it's time for me to like actually start piecing together a build. So yay for that. I also did most of the Thorn quest until I got to the strike, and I was all alone and I couldn't do it. And I gave up. So
my favorite thing about the strike is all of the people who will like run the strike and then they get to the final section of the boss and they just burn down the boss. So they don't kill the two. We mentioned this.
Yeah.
They don't kill the two as they're supposed to kill, and then they just like don't get. Yeah,
because that's how it was to get Thorn in the first game as well. Like you did the Hellmouth strike.
The way that it worked. Oh my God, you're right. I didn't even connect the fucking dots. Yeah, I know. Thorn originally, because I remember that was the barrier for me getting it. Everybody was always bitching about like, oh man, it's so hard to do all of these Crucible kills with Void, and I like actually did that just with a Void fusion rifle and a lot of prayer.
Are you talking in the first of it? In the first Destiny? In
the first Destiny, yeah.
Yeah, see, I went into Rumble with a fusion rifle. I was like, fucking A. Got it.
I had a corrective measure, which was the only raid weapon I had at the time. I had
one.
I forget what fusion rifle I had, but I had just some basic bitch fusion rifle. And it definitely was a basic bitch fusion rifle. And so I was able to get all my kills with it and stuff. And then I was only level 24 at the time. And the Zyor strike, where you go kill Zyor the Unwed, who is the person who gave Rezul Azir all of his like prophecies that he's gonna die and become a bad guy. The mission that you do that, it was rough. I ended up eventually getting one of my guys who raided with me to help carry me through it, but it was brutal. It was not an easy thing at all. It was a very hard strike.
Well, it was a point of the original exotic quest. They were supposed to be quite difficult.
It was exotic. That was the thing.
So what have you been up to, Comfy? I know you did a 24-hour.
Oh, yeah. So we did our 24-hour stream. Well, so I feel terrible about it, but like I discussed it with chat and we decided what was going to happen. So I had a 24-hour stream. In the last hour, like there was literally an hour left. I left to go to the bathroom and I ended up throwing up. Like, and I just wasn't feeling well. I went back and I talked to chat and I was like, I don't want to like cancel it because it was a charity thing. But like, I'm actually not feeling well. I don't know what to do. And we just like called it. So we had a 23-hour stream.
That's close enough.
And then I did another couple hours the following night of death runs in Fortnite, which was one of the things that I did during the stream. We passed 2,000 followers.
Yay!
Which we've been working on for a little over a year, so that's super exciting. And I've been playing, man. So Red went out and bought Sekiro, right?
Right.
Oh, and you guys
we
game
game-
share.
And we game
Yes.
share.
Nice.
Holy crap. Sekiro is the best goddamn game ever made. Is so much fun.
I want to. It's on my list for
It is
something I want to do. In the future.
100% not a type of game I enjoy, so I won't be playing it.
So it's
He would like to watch us
Darks-
die a lot, though.
it's Dark Souls without the bullshit of Dark Souls.
So
Okay, hold on.
I have been
hold on.
watching
What
people
bullshit
play it.
in Darks? I smacked my microphone arm. I'm sorry. What bullshit in Dark Souls? I love Dark Souls, so I will fight you.
Okay, Dark Souls is full of bullshit, and the people
Is
who play
it?
Dark Souls admit it's full of bullshit.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Explain to me the bullshit.
Hitboxes are inherently broken.
Yeah.
Iframes are completely random and barely ever work how you expect them to.
So those are probably just little coding issues. It looks like they worked them out, which is great. However, this is not the type of game I want to be seeing from Software.
Why?
I'm an old school Armored Core fan.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah.
I want them to get their asses back on making an Armored Core game. Please. Like, dear God.
Yeah, that'd be kind of.
Um,
See, I don't feel like those were they successful games though?
They were in Japan. Most of them weren't really ported over to North America.
Mm-hmm.
We got a few of them, but the few we got had like pared down things. Like we never got the online. Like one of the games that came out had full online play in it, where you could fight people online and stuff like that. We never got that.
Damn.
Okay,
Which
so
is kind of the case with a lot of Japanese-oriented games from that time period, where they had a little more features and online segment stuff that we didn't have in North America because, fuck us.
Yeah.
So I'd
Yeah,
love to
okay.
see another one. It would do really well because there aren't a lot of mech games out there right now, and especially one like Armored Core where you have so much customization for your mech, right? With your weapons, your loadout for like all your different parts, stuff like that.
yeah, I think I played
I think it
Armored
would do
Core
really,
4
really well.
back on.
You
was
say
it
there's not a
PS2?
lot of mech games. I definitely played Kingdom Hearts 3.
But yeah, when you guys were talking about the bullshit Dark Souls, I thought you were talking about mechanics, not just kind of like code
No,
issues and
it's
stuff
small
like
that.
coding things
Okay,
that
I
they
gotcha.
they
I
go
gotcha.
through.
The
and fix.
game is inherently flawed. Like
No,
so
yeah,
the
I
mechanics the mechanics of like the original Dark Souls were born out of the game being inherently broken. But like the very first Dark Souls was a goddamn mess. Like Dark Souls 3 is all of the sharp edges of Dark Souls 1 refined so that they're into actual mechanics and not just broken systems. But like the way that Sekiro works is it's not as much based around dodging as it is blocking and getting perfect parries.
Yes, the
Almost
combat system
all
is
of your
very
combat-
different.
I'm going to be honest, I can't hear you when you talk.
Who, me?
So somebody
Oh,
may have
right,
hit
I
the
see,
button
yep.
and I'm just trying to play it off.
that.
So I can't really hear you when you speak.
Comfy needs to learn to disable his buttons when he's.
I really should, but I'm really trying. And I lost my train of thought somewhere in here. So now we're just waiting.
Somebody hit
Okay,
one of his
so-
interactive buttons on Mixer, and it's playing a very loud and obnoxious song right now, so he's struggling to hear us.
So he
There
can't
we
really
go.
hear. So
So-
I have been watching some Sekiro.
Okay.
Because I don't play the Dark Souls games, but there are a few people who play them that I enjoy watching for various reasons.
Yeah, same.
Two of them are good players and go through and do the game well. One of them is not so good, and I watch just basically because it's hilarious. Though unfortunately he's been having issues with his. I think he's on PC, so he's having like a lot of like frame rate stutter and stuff like that. It's like it's
Uh-oh.
really, really bad.
I've had almost no issues. I've had it crash on me twice, and I have no idea why it crashed the first time. I think the second time my computer decided to say that my graphics card wasn't connected to my computer.
That's odd.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Huh.
So didn't exactly work, but I am loving that game, and combat in it is so much fun.
Yeah, the combat is very different. So if you're used to Dark Souls where you can dodge roll and stuff like that, and that's basically how you get around things. This one, it's more about blocking and deflecting actual attacks than a lot of dodges. And a lot of the people I saw, online and social media and stuff like that, who were saying it's a great game, but I'm getting screwed over by playing Dark Souls. And people are like, what am I meaning? And they're like, my muscle memory is to do this, but if you do this in this game, you get killed.
Oh, absolutely. Like if you try to dodge roll in this game instead of blocking, you lose.
Yeah.
There was the second boss, boss, it wasn't actually a proper boss. It was the first mini boss after the first boss. Man, there's a lot of bosses. Is literally just this bowl with giant flaming piles of hay on its head, which is really, really hard to kill. Because if you try to dodge out of the way like you would in Dark Souls, then it just catches you on fire and you just take burn damage.
So it's all about timing and blocks and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. But you can perfect parry it and basically throw the entire bowl to the side.
Well, there's the other thing though, Dale. So the game has a mechanic in it where if you constantly block, it'll fill up a bar, and when your bar breaks, you take damage. Like it just goes through your block.
I was watching Comfy play it a little bit yesterday, so I kind of.
You got to learn. Like there is a parry and deflect you have to learn to do instead.
I was always garbage at parrying in Dark Souls. I never really gave it much.
It feels really good in this game.
Yeah,
like it's very easy to pick up on. The timing isn't super difficult. Dark Souls I hated because the combat is really slow, which is the style of game that it is. Like even if you look at Monster Hunter, like Monster Hunter World, like basic combat with a lot of those weapons is the same way.
Yeah, they're
like
giant the weapons, sword. So they move slowly. Yeah,
exactly. And I don't like that. That's not my style of combat. I'm a very fast-paced combat kind of person. Like I like Nier Automata. I like I don't know. I'm trying to think of more games like that. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, that was a fun one.
Okay.
But like
I will admit, like I was watching you play it a little bit and you started fighting just this normal character and it seemed kind of spammy. You just like hit him over and over again until his like guard meter broke and then you executed him. I was like, that seemed kind of spammy to me.
So but, there's a couple enemies like that you just don't need to try. And so because of that, I really don't. I just kind of I walk up to it and I know I can just kind of meme on them. So I just spam it to kill them.
Yeah, there are trash mobs in the game still. But there are other enemies where you do that and you get killed. So
yeah. But so the way I basically play the game is I play it more stealth than anything.
Yes, the game has a very, very large stealth component to it, which has turned some
very rewarding to play it stealth.
Yeah, that kind of puts me off of it too. I don't really like stealth games.
Now, you don't have to play it that way. You can go through, but it is much more difficult if you don't use stealth.
Well, it's so the first one of the first samurai that I had to fight. I there's a respawn point, then I had to kill 3 guys, and then there was this arena essentially where the guy was, and I wanted to go around and kill everybody before I got found out. And when I got stealth to work and I figured out the pathing for it, it was super rewarding and it was really, really fun. But there were a lot of times that I found myself cursing at the asshole who was ringing the alarm bell because it didn't seem reasonable for me to get to him without using ninja stars, and I didn't want to. So, but combat in that game is really fun. It literally just feels like better Dark Souls. And I also got Dark Souls 3 now too, so I'm going to be playing that.
Have you ever played a Dark Souls game before?
I've tried 1 and 2. I haven't finished them.
Okay, Dark Souls 3 is the best one, in my opinion.
That's what I've
so
heard.
Good. Yeah.
That's what I've heard from literally everyone who played it.
Yeah.
That would also be my hope, just because it's the third one in the series and you think
they brought it all together. They had a lot of callbacks to the older games. The final boss is literally I won't spoil it, but it's super good.
But you cannot pet the dog.
Huh?
There's I think it's a Twitter account that basically goes through and lists off all the games that are out there. Like they go through and go, can you pet the dog? So if a game has a dog in it, they judge the game based on whether or not you can pet the dog.
Okay, the dogs in Sekiro are assholes. Holy shit. They're so... I hate them.
Yeah, that'll definitely be on my list of something to play in the future because I played every Soulsborne game except for Demon Souls. Never had a PS3.
And it's not the only one coming out, is it? I thought there was another one coming out.
There's not another Demons. There's not another.
Not from software. It's that style of game. That's.
Oh yeah. It's There's another game coming out. It's called Ghost of Tsushima.
I think that's it.
Huh,
That's it?
okay, never.
Tsushima.
Yeah, there it is. There, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
See, I don't like the samurai aesthetic either. Not a huge fan.
On it, like
whatever.
So this one's from Sucker Punch.
Yeah. It's from the people who made Infamous.
Yes.
So, and it's
okay.
That one's open world. We're talking a lot about that one yesterday as well. That one seems like it'll be pretty interesting and it could be really good.
Given who's making it, I'd say yeah, because they make really nice stuff. Like
yeah, I don't know how I'll feel about combat, but because I really like how Sekiro works. It just feels good. So I'm hoping that it plays well, like Sekiro does, or at least it doesn't make me run around beating up trash mobs for no reason.
Yeah.
Like that's as much as I love Nier Automata, there was a lot of times where you run around and just beat up bad guys for the sake of beating bad guys. But everything in this like feels deliberate. Sometimes it is, absolutely. But
depends on the style of game you're going to.
Yeah. I mean, that was open world, but you were supposed to feel like a badass in that game.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like in Nier, you're an android, you're supposed to be kicking ass. And that's just how it works. But in this game, you're a normal samurai. You do have the extra ability to come back from life, come back to life after you die. Which they give you a lore reason the same way they do in Bloodborne and Dark Souls. This one you have the dragon's blood, the blood of the like royal family, which lets you come back to life to
Now is it the same as typical like Soulsborne games where there's like no real story in the game? You just have to look for the lore.
No,
the lore is
this one actually has quite a bit of story.
They gave you the story immediately.
I like that.
The very first level, you like don't have a weapon, and then you meet with the heir to the throne, the young emperor.
Okay.
And he gives you your sword back, and he's like, "Yo, you got to protect me." And then you lose your arm in a fight, and you also lose the young emperor to the guy who took your arm off in a fight. And then it's a reenactment of Dororo. And then, yeah, that's like it's not super complicated, but
no, but they have worked a lot on their storytelling, which is obvious, and I think they took the criticism to heart, saying that Souls games are great, but they lack a lot in lore and story. So people like,
I mean,
it's
there. It's there.
It's also, but you have
like,
to kind of go out of your way to look at it and read and stuff like that. So
yeah, for sure. But it's really good.
This one they do a lot more of. Here it is, right in front of you. We'll voice act it and stuff to you, which is good.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah. No, I was saying also because I feel like a lot of the times in Dark Souls games, I'll walk up to somebody and they'll give me some really cryptic bullshit. And be like,
dialogue,
yeah, go like do the thing for me, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is. Versus in this, I walked up to a guy and he was like, "You want to go kill rats for me?" And I was like, sure, man." He's like, "I'll give you shit that'll help you on your journey." And I was like, "Well, I guess we're hunting rats." And he gives me a piece of paper that tells me like a basic description. It was like basically having a quest item for it. But it was just in my inventory. It was like a basic description of how they look. It didn't give me an exact number or anything. It was still cryptic, but it didn't like bullshit me and be like, "Oh, spooky, somewhere bad guys. Do it and maybe you'll figure it out." And it was very obvious, like when I had completed my quest objective, and I went back and I was immediately rewarded, and I was given like a different sword fighting style.
Well, it's good they didn't take the old RPG way of going, go kill, this many rats. And you go into the room, there's like 20 rats. You have to kill 5. You're like, all right, I killed 5. I'll leave the vast majority of these things alive here and just leave. Like,
yeah. The rats are also like just what he was calling the people in the temple. He was like, they've polluted our temple and all that bullshit. So
that's very cool. I will definitely be.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to go on my list. I'll eventually get to it. It'll
also
probably be right
talking
behind
to
God
people. Like, I was really impressed because they take into context. They like take in context of your previous actions. So like, there's one time where you like find this old woman and she's like screaming and dying, and she's got the blood rot and all that fun stuff.
Sounds fun.
And you talk to her and she's like, here, take this bell. And you take it, and whoever you talk to is like, oh, and they can give you context on what the bell was and what it was for. And they can help give you clues on what to do with it. And like, it ends up, you go to a certain place and you put it in, and it gives you an extra level from 3 years in the past. But you go in with all your like current level gear, and it's super cool. And that's the level that I'm doing right now. But like, the game is astounding. It's amazing. I don't particularly love From Software games. I've always respected them, but this one has me hooked.
Yeah, it's gonna go on my Steam wish list, and then I'll eventually get to it.
Just wait for it to go on sale.
I have a couple games on my backlog now. I have God of War. I really want to get to that at some point. But I beat XCOM 2 today on Iron Man, and I'm excited about it because it was hard.
Didn't actually get everybody killed, which is
I didn't actually get everybody killed. Everybody lived in the final mission.
You died a while ago.
You weren't in this campaign, actually.
Damn it.
Didn't he get killed?
No, Comfy didn't get killed. So we had 2 casualties this campaign. Jonk was murdered by Sasha. Sasha got mind controlled and shot him in the face with a shotgun, and he just immediately died.
Seems fine.
Giggles died being eaten by chrysalids, which are like the bug things. And
listen,
there was
I've played Borderlands. I know what a chrysalisk is.
No.
The best part of this is that who got the final kill?
Hopper, fuck you.
God damn it. Why did you let him have that?
It wasn't the plan. It just kind of happened,
The best.
But yeah, I was excited to beat it on Iron Man. I've been attempting. How long have I been doing these Iron Man runs? It's been a couple months.
A number of weeks now. You've been trying to get through it.
Yeah. So yeah, I finally did it. I had to reset the campaign a few times because I fucked it up, but we finally did it. So yay.
And you saw you were playing They Are Billions today as well?
Yes, I started They Are Billions because I didn't know what else to do after XCOM, because it only took me like 2 hours to finish the final mission was 2 hours. So like the conclusion of this game is a really good conclusion. It's fun.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know whether to do They Are Billions or Temtem.
Yeah.
So I decided on They Are Billions because I do like strategy Sunday games. Like Sundays I play some kind of strategy game.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't know if it's going to be more They Are Billions or some Temtem next week. So I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You can also look into something like Mutant Year Zero as well.
Yeah, in the future probably. But I think those are definitely 2 games I want to do. So Temtem and They Are Billions. And then after that, I'll think of that. Age of Empires. I have Age of Empires 3 in my Steam library. Well, let me look through my Steam library right now, actually. I have Civilization 5.
Civ's a good game.
Civ is fun.
Civ's fun.
I also started playing Metro Exodus.
Oh yes,
yeah. Found that in my library. Didn't know it was there. Thanks, Epic. And so downloaded that and started playing it. I played like the first couple levels, and I like Metro, so I like where it is and where it's going. But there are some dumb systems, like it's open world with big quotes. So yeah, what they do, and I like what they do, so don't like take it the wrong way. But so what they do is they give you like a non-linear level. It's like a chunk out of an open world section, and then they say explore and have fun and all that shit. It's kind of like what Dishonored does.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean,
Which
it
is
makes
fine.
sense
It's
in the
totally fine.
context of the game, right?
Exactly. But a lot of like systems, like the level that I'm on is like, yeah, there's water, so make sure you use your rowboat. But then it's like, also, the rowboat moves at the speed of fuck all, and the rowboat goes through waters that's infected with giant lobsters.
Yes.
So good luck. They're all evil and they're all out to get you.
I mean, they gotta eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they like eating you. That is their priority. Their favorite type of meal. But so they like there's some like real BS stuff, but I also saw somebody playing it on the super hard difficulty, and it looked really fun. I kind of want to like restart it, but on like mega ultra hard, and play it like
Just run through that way. Yeah.
Yeah, because I saw it being played like that, and like it wasn't even like good people were playing the game. It was just the way that they were playing it. Because they were taking it so seriously. Because they had to. They had, because it's like you have 2 shotgun shells and monsters that one-shot you. Like you have to take this seriously. So I thought it was really interesting. I was thinking about doing that. But it was very fun. God damn it. Hey, you know,
Me, on the other hand, I've been deep into the Division.
Yeah.
I got
need to spend more time.
So good.
I hit 450 for World Tier 4, which is not max level because we don't have access to the top max level stuff yet. And I hope to give us a
here's
date
the
on that
kicker.
soon.
If we spend a bunch of time grinding and like piecing together a really good build, and then
Well, you have to replace stuff
again in like
you will
2
have
weeks.
to replace some things, but if you can get the gear that has good like perks on it that you want to keep, you can always move those onto new gear, right? Well, because of the way the system works.
Yeah, but you can only move one thing, right?
You can.
Only, yeah.
But it's still worth it because we still have to do
The raid.
Well, there's a Tidal Basin, which is the other stronghold. We still have to do that, and then we still have to have good, a good decent build for going into World Tier 5. Otherwise, everything's just going to murder you while you're trying to gear up in the first place, right? So I'd rather not struggle bust through that whole thing and be ready for the raid because the raid might be 450, right? So who knows? And if the raid's 450, I'd like to be ready for the raid.
Ready for the raid. Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
The devs. So the one big issue I think everybody's been having so far is the fact that skill builds don't do much in the game currently. Because skill in this game works differently than in Division 1, where your skill total just like would basically affect your skills, right? So if you had 1,000 skill, say your turret would deal so much damage, but if you had 10,000, it would be 10 times that. So that doesn't actually is the case in Division 2. Your skill power doesn't affect how much damage your skills do at all, or there anything like that for them. It just affects what mods you can put on. So the devs have come out and said that they're going to drop the requirements for mods down because right now they're kind of high. And people have been remembering what they saw in the beta, because there was stuff in the beta from, the full game on World Tier 5, where we were seeing mods that, gave like 200, 300, 400, 500% extra for skills. So there is going to be some skill builds that are worth it, because right now you're not seeing a lot of mods that do a lot for damage and stuff like that. So I've been putting aside some skill stuff just so I can move 1,500 skill points over to something new, right? Stuff like that. But right now DPS is kind of the way to go, which is fine. But the game is very addicting. And the other thing we really want to do now, once you hit 450 like I have, is there are secret, quote unquote, mods and blueprints in the game. So for your guns and stuff like that. That the only way to get them is to do checkpoints, but checkpoints, once you hit World Tier 4, get a new mechanic where you can push the level of the checkpoint from level 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. And if you do a checkpoint on level 3 or 4, it will give you a blueprint, sometimes 2.
Okay, so
can-
I did a level 3 checkpoint yesterday by
Yeah,
myself. Don't do it. It kicked
They
my teeth in.
are
I died a bunch and I was
so
getting annoyed.
hard.
So don't do it. Don't do that.
Like,
Unless you're
Yeah.
The checkpoints on 4 are more challenging than challenging missions.
it's
Like,
yeah.
they're
It
insanely
took me and
difficult.
Copper like 45 minutes to clear one. It was rough.
Yeah.
Wow.
It
They're
was rough.
And whose fault was that? Are we blaming Copper for that one? Or?
No,
No,
I
it's
was
just the number of enemies and elites are like almost every enemy is a yellow bar.
Okay, so we're blaming Copper for that one. Got
So
it.
it's
Okay, sure,
so
I'm in.
insane. Like it's great though because it's something that is super challenging to do right now
Mhm.
and gives you the reason to have a good gear and good build is to go, be able to do this really tough content and get, nice rewards from it. So you can
So you
use those
can-
blueprints to get really good gear once World Tier 5 is open.
So basically, you're building gear score. Or you're building builds to be able to farm for builds faster. Like that's
Yes.
how this game works.
And then when you have your fast farming build, then you use that to farm for your raid build.
Yeah.
And then
Mhm.
you get your raid build, and then you farm for your raid gear, and then you've
Correct.
peaked
Then you have
until
to
more
kind of the
content
peak until
comes
more
out.
content comes out. But the amount of
Yeah.
time that's going to take is a lot.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
like
you
gonna
also
be a
keep in
while.
mind that this game has like the loadout system where you could completely
Yes.
have
you can switch your
multiple
loadouts.
builds.
Yeah, no,
Easy
that's super
peasy.
fun.
Yeah.
Like, you
Like
don't
my
have to
first
put
build that I'm going
everybody's
to
gear
shoot
on
for
it.
is
Hit a
going to
button
be a
and it's like,
demolitionist, where I'm going to focus on the shield and the healing drone with a light machine gun and an SMG.
and that's the other thing to grind out right now is specializations. Like there are
Yep.
3 specialization classes right now. We know more are coming, so you might as well get these ones done now. So when the new ones start releasing, you can start going into them. So there's like about 4 or 5 more specializations coming. So
I don't know.
I'm really really hoping to give us a flamethrower specialization because that's really all I want.
It'd be kind of fun.
I mean, that would definitely work.
And then there's also some hidden stuff. Like there is I found a hidden side quest.
Oh,
yes,
that's right. We were going to do that because Captain Joe had a funny outfit, and we never went and did
Captain
that.
Joe was dressed as a World War II soldier, and that's one of the rewards as well as the places.
Oh
that
my
you
god, you get a
go
World War
through.
II soldier's outfit? That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
that's
and Captain
reward-
Joe was just some random blueberry that we found. It
yes,
nothing
that we were doing
major.
anything with. So there's that side mission. There's collectible stuff on the map. There's the hidden hotels to go and visit and get stuff from, which leads to a secret room,
Right.
which has really good gear in
Goddamn.
it. There's the hunters, and each one when you kill hunters, you get their masks. Apparently, the whole hunter thing right now, where there's 12 masks to go, like you summon hunters and you fight them to get their masks. People were thinking that the last 2 were from guys you don't fight, you just have to kill them right away. Apparently that's not true. Those are hunters, and they do drop masks currently, but those are not the actual last 2 hunters. But apparently there's still an unsolved riddle where it will lead you to the last 2 hunters you'd actually have to fight to get their masks plus their ivory keys to open the chest.
And you need ivory keys because it's Black Tusk. Fuck.
Because you need to collect
There you go.
8 keys to open the secret chest, and which has some stuff in it that you can only get from there. So that's sitting in the White House.
More Division.
Yeah.
So there's that. There's other stuff. There's just a lot to do in the game. So I've been going through and just getting stuff done.
I need to play more of it because the game came out. I went really hard for 2 days. And then I had a day where I needed to pack to drive home. Then I drove home. Then I was home for 2 days. Then I drove back. Then I did the 24-hour stream. Then I recovered. And then I did the makeup for it. And then now we're here.
Yes. Now the good news is, Comfy, is that
Yes.
if you play with people who are higher level than you, you'll level up really quick.
Well, that's good.
Yep. So play with us.
Yes.
Come play with us. Come play.
Instead of magic, Comfy.
That sounds
Come play
terrifying.
Division.
Come play
Sounds-
with us.
It sounds legitimately terrifying. He's like a doll.
Not sorry.
Oh my god, please, sir.
So, what are your guys' plans for the coming week?
Oh man. Okay, so starting tomorrow, Mixer's gonna be kicking off a really cool promotion. Which is the Embers for All promotion.
Oh, yes.
They've chosen 1,000 streamers that will get Embers. 1,000 non-partnered streamers that will get Embers. We are one of those channels. I am, at least. And
I'm not in it.
so we're going to be doing that and trying to take advantage of that and give them the feedback that they need, which will be super cool.
There's a surprising number of people I know who are in that program.
Yeah, no,
Right.
it was a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because 1,000 people, I know it sounds like a lot, like a large number, but there are a lot of broadcasters who are not partnered on Mixer. So
Yeah,
the number of people I know who are in the program is interesting.
astonishing.
Like it's a good indication of these are probably people who Mixer thinks is going to hit partner, and is just testing this, using them to test it out because they already have a community built up.
So
Um,
I do believe that it was actually first come, first serve
Yes,
originally.
I heard some
I don't
stories
know if
that
I don't
puts
know
me
if it
off
would
of-
be first come, first
Um,
serve after some of the stuff that went on.
You say that, but so
Yeah.
like,
A number of them probably are, and then they probably start getting choosy.
well, so some of the people that I know, and I'm not going to say any names, but I'm going to say words that came from their mouth. Not me saying stuff about them. I knew somebody who said, because I was talking to them about it, like, do you think this is first come, first serve? Just because the variety that was in it was super big.
Well,
And
that makes sense, though.
they were saying, yeah, I don't even meet the requirements for it. I signed up for shits and giggles. I don't even meet the requirements, and I got in.
Well, see, that's
But he signed up immediately after they wanted you to, and that was
there's the thing. So there being a massive variety, and even the people I know in this are your streams are nothing alike. Makes the most sense from a marketing standpoint. So
yeah.
my background, for those who aren't aware, is graphic design and marketing, and I've done this for multi-billion-dollar companies and stuff like that. So I kind of understand where they're coming from. You want a large sampling, and 1,000 people is a decent size sampling for something like this, for a first test run. And you want a large variety of people over, it's video games. There's a huge number of stuff. There's a large number of different types of audiences and whatnot. So you kind of want to make sure that you're taking people from, wherever you can, as long as they fit what you're looking for. Now, some of these people, like the person Comfy knows, aren't going to fit the quote requirements they set out as base guides. But you're still going to take them because there's something that they're doing that is of interest to you as the service.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised some people like that are going to be chosen. I was very surprised by the follow stuff I heard was going on.
Yeah, and that is what makes
Discord.
me think that it was first come, first serve. Because anybody that they would have vetted probably would have been able to realize that follow for follow doesn't work, guys.
That said, they're going to vet some people and cherry pick some people they want to see in. And I can think of a few people for sure that I know applied late but are still in the program. Whereas your other people they take because they need to fill out the rank and file numbers for the whole thing. 1,000 people is still a lot, especially if you can't cherry pick that many people. It would take too long. I'm not surprised that became a thing. I'm surprised they were stupid enough to do it in a Discord run by Mixer, but the platform who says follow for follow is something we don't condone. Don't do it. That was kind of surprising, but I'm not surprising people were doing it because it's currently a thing that's going on. So what we mean by that, for people who are just listening to the podcast and don't follow streaming as much, follow for follow basically means that if you're a content creator, say on something like Mixer, Twitch, or YouTube.
Wait, we can role play this. Let's role play.
You basically go into someone's channel or something and say, "Hey, I'll give you a follow if you in turn come and follow me." It's to pump your numbers up to make it seem like you're doing better than you are. It's not.
It's
Well, a
not
lot of-
sustainable.
way
It's
of doing
not
it.
good. It's
It doesn't
all
do-
it does is inflate your numbers. Nobody that you get from follow for follow will
Sticks
ever
around and watches your
actually
content.
watch your stream. The
Right.
only reason they ever ask for a follow is because they're thinking of themselves at that point. They want
Yes.
their number to be bigger. They're
They
not
want-
coming in asking and trying to help you. It
Yeah.
may be under that guise, but it is 100% because they're trying to boost their own numbers.
And the problem with that is that when companies go and look at content creators, wherever they're at for whatever content they're producing, to be useful in marketing for companies, be it giving them games to play to show their audiences, to help sell the concept of a game to an audience, promoting products, stuff like that. They don't just look at your follow number. That's probably the last thing they're actually going to look at.
Yeah.
Now, that might attract them saying, oh, this person has 500,000 followers. Great. The next thing they do, which determines if they look into you more or not, is they go look at your interaction level. By that, I mean, they go see how many people turn up to watch your stream if you're a streamer on a regular basis. This is something they can just go and look up. It's not hard.
Right.
If it's YouTube, they can directly see on your YouTube videos how many people have viewed your video versus how many subscribers you have. And if you have 100,000 subscribers, but each of your videos is getting 10 views, something's funny. They check your social media stuff. So they'll check your social media saying, how many followers does this person have? Oh, great. They have 50,000 followers. And then on each tweet you make,
a heart attack.
and they look at your tweets and go, oh, here's a tweet they made. It has 2 interactions on it. Well, that's not good. It means nobody's interacting with the content you're putting out, regardless of the number of followers you have. So you're not a good candidate for making money, which means you in turn don't make money. So these are things companies go and look at. And there's not much you can. So follow for follow doesn't work. It's why people are like, stop doing this. You're shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
It
But
just
no,
makes you look bad, honestly.
Not only that, from a company standpoint, if one of their metrics, is basically you doing well and you're somehow inflating your numbers this way, they're going to be worried about you inflating your numbers in other places, such as view bots and stuff like that,
yeah.
which means at that point you're committing fraud. So it's a whole nother level and they'll just never deal with you. And you can get blackballed out of the industry real easy, real quick, because it's pretty small and us marketing people tend to talk to each other.
Man, I wish I was good at marketing.
Right.
Marketing is surprisingly not that difficult. It's just understanding what people want and how to make them think they want something.
I just need any job after I get out of this godforsaken school.
Hey, going by one of your teachers, you can go into teaching, religion, because apparently you don't need to know anything.
Religion. God damn.
Oh my.
please.
Yeah, we had.
Oh.
When did we talk?
The continuing adventures of Comfy in that
Sorry,
class. I
sorry.
really hope you're taking notes because you really need to turn that into a webcomic.
Oh my god. I don't know if I want to though.
Oh, I definitely would. I just wouldn't use his name.
Yeah.
I
He
know.
can't do anything about it. As long as his name's not in it, him and the school can't do dick shit to you because it's your experiences as a student. And they can't stop you from
Wait.
going through it. Even if you use his name, they'd have a difficult time stopping you because you actually lived through this as someone who was there, right? It's autobiographical at that point, so they can't do anything about it. It's just
Oh my god.
you're not that much of a dick to use his name, so
You don't know.
God
that.
knows this
Actually,
man
you do
deserves
know
it.
that.
Yeah,
You know me.
this guy definitely deserves it and should not be teaching. I don't want to cause your school problems because it doesn't sound like a bad school overall. It's just I question their hiring.
Yeah. Nah. Man, the saga of my teacher is just something else entirely.
It's a thing. Like, and I've gone to a religious school. I did 2 years in a Catholic. So
The best part is he says it like it's actually a crime.
I know.
I did 2 years.
Well, okay, so for those who probably aren't aware, which is probably most people, up until grade 10, so me going into grade 10 is when it started, I was in military school. So from kindergarten onward, I was in military school.
Yeah.
Okay. So grade 10, 11, and 12 are the only times where I was in the more public school systems. Grade 10 and 11, I was in a Catholic school, so not directly public. and grade 12 is my only year in public school. So 10 and 11 were weird. Now, I come from a school system up until that point where tolerance is taught as kind of a baseline thing, because the military school system does not give a shit if you're Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, whatever. They don't care.
Why should they?
And well, our military is a bit different than the U.S. We, have different churches and synagogues and stuff like that set up on our bases for depending on who needs services. We have different members of the military who are priests and stuff like that as military members. So I'm not sure if it's the same for you guys or not.
Relatively.
So tolerance and I'm not even saying acceptance. It's just kind of normal. Like everybody's just people kind of thing.
It's almost like it doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't it's almost like it doesn't matter because it doesn't. The same way growing up in the military on bases, I never really saw any racist shit. Again, Canada, so we have less of it, but there is still some. But it wasn't really a thing. Then going into Catholic school was weird because Catholic schools are like, okay, if you're part of another religion, that's not completely cool with us. Here's the religion you should be part of.
No, Catholic schools are great because they care more about the money that they make from you paying to go to their school than they do about you being the same religion as their school, but they will still try their goddamn hardest
to make you a Christian.
Now,
this school only took people who were A, Catholic, or because of the laws in Canada, based on how schools have to work, you live within a certain radius of a school, you were allowed to attend that school as long as it was not completely private. So this school wasn't completely private. So if you lived within a certain radius of the school, and they built this school in a non-residential area to make sure that people didn't live near it, they had to take you as a student. Now, part of that non-residential area was the military base. It's smack dab in the middle of the city. So they had no choice but to take any military students who wanted to go there as students, which is how I ended up going to a Catholic high school for 2 years.
I'm so proud of you.
Now, the good news is I had enough credits to graduate like high school completely by the time I finished grade 11. But surprise to no one, colleges don't take you if you don't have any grade 12 credits, like courses whatsoever. Like you're not allowed to skip that shit as far as they're concerned. So I had to go take grade 12 still.
That's what you think. However, I skipped that shit.
Yes. Now you went into more of an art program. When I left high school, I didn't actually go into an art program, surprisingly enough. I went into sociology. That's my first degree.
Damn, I should have gotten a degree in sociology.
So, not exactly an art program, even though that's what I do for a living now.
Yeah.
So I needed grade 12 stuff, right? Because they do look at it. It's also why when I finished college for the first time that I had a lot of debt.
Oh man, what's that like? I have no idea whatsoever what it's like to have crippling student debt.
Your student debt's not even your student debt, Dio.
Yeah. I mean, I have some too.
Do you?
Yeah.
Not as much. I bet.
Not as much. No, it's not nearly as bad.
No, it's.
But guess what? Kaylee's disappear in, I think, 2 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Because she works for nonprofit.
The awesome benefit of her working for a nonprofit.
Yep.
Is that actually a nonprofit benefit?
It is a benefit for working for the government.
Down after 5 years. If you work for a nonprofit, your student loans are just government gone.
Yep.
They fix them. So I have a few more years of that, and then.
So anybody who's looking to become a doctor in the States, take as much debt as you want. Go work for a nonprofit doctor organization. There's a few of them out there. 5 years, your stuff is gone, and then go make all the money.
Yeah, Kaylee is a medical assistant for the Cleveland Clinic. They're even going to get rid of her student loans from the previous schooling. That doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't. They don't care. It's
I don't even remember what kind of thing she was doing, but she stopped doing it. But you still keep the debt. So
yeah. Up here in Canada, it's a bit different. Our student loan debt, regardless of who you work for or how you get it, is considered forgivable debt. So if you get in a really, really bad place and you can't pay it back, as long as you've been in a school for 7 years, it can be declared as part of your bankruptcy if you actually have to go that route.
Dude, maybe I should just move to Canada.
Oh, Canada.
I don't know if it would forget any debt you have from this.
I don't have debt in the U.S. yet.
I don't know the
So
words.
I mean, we do have healthcare.
That's where I got the snapping from. Fucking comfy.
what? Wait, did you start snapping
he
finger
did.
guns?
He started snapping today. It was
Today!
great.
Today,
He couldn't figure out why he
I
was
would
doing
do a
it.
thing, and I would kill an enemy and be like, boom, that enemy's gone. I'd be like, fuck! Why am I snapping?
Why am I doing this?
That's
Why am I snapping?
God damn it.
It's just ingrained slowly into Dale.
Stop it. All right,
I-
well, now we figured that mystery out.
Well, I figured that mystery out a while
My
ago.
name
It's
is
just I didn't want to
Comfy
tell you
Baby
because I found it.
Snap.
Fuck. All right. So, earlier we talked about Comfy hitting that 2K. For those of you, he can now apply for the partner,
Which is
Yeah,
a big deal for
mixture,
streamers.
which is dope. So
That's the thing, yeah.
That's the point of
The
that.
start of Comfy's journey is hitting partnership.
Yes.
Oh my god. Are you saying that what have I been doing for the last year and like
You've been
almost
getting
a
ready to
month?
start. That's what you've
I've been
doing.
walking around in the fucking pregame lobby,
You've
Yes.
been in-
just hanging
you-
out.
Until you hit partnership, you're in the tutorial. Welcome to leaving the tutorials Comfy.
Welcome to leaving the tutorial. Thanks, Dad.
Most people die in the tutorial. Okay, so
I've played Dark Souls.
Man, can we point out I never once died in the tutorial when I did my Dark Souls things? Except for when I went and fought that dude, because fuck him, that doesn't count.
Hey, remember, except for the time that he died in the tutorial, he didn't die in the tutorial.
Well,
look,
no,
if
I
you
didn't
want to
die
watch somebody
in
who
the
dies in the
tutorial.
tutorial, I know a streamer you can go and watch. He dies in every tutorial he's part of because he doesn't pay attention. He just dies.
Okay, that's usually me. I'm gonna be honest.
No, he does a lot more than you.
Okay. But yeah, no, in that the Dark Souls 3 no death runs stream I did.
Okay, those don't count because you're trying not to die, and we're making fun of you the whole time.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But no, like
We'll
I
count those.
mean,
I ended up fighting the first boss, I don't know how many times, not one time was I beaten. So,
man.
yay.
He did die
Hey.
to a fat lady with a book.
You know what? I
Yeah,
beat the
I
first
did.
boss in Sekiro after like only 3 or 4 or 8 tries.
No, I mean the first time I beat the first time the boss kicked my ass in Dark Souls 3, I died a couple times, I'm sure, but
Hey, it's better
I'm gonna
than
be
Rocket.
honest.
I'm pretty sure Rocket spent 9 hours on a boss.
oh
Dude,
yeah,
the
Dark
final
Souls
boss
3,
for Dark Souls 3.
final
Yeah.
boss, he was stuck.
Yeah, I remember I walked into his stream and was like, yo, what's going on? And he's like, Comfy, I've been on this boss for 7 hours.
Yeah,
I
he
was
didn't kill
like,
it for
"Oh
another
my
2 hours still.
God."
Like,
Yeah, no, I was
it
like,
was
oh
rough.
my god, are you okay? He's like, it's hard.
Did you guys see about oh god, who was it? Who was his something Hob on Twitch? He beat all of the Souls
Oh, yeah, that guy.
games, no
Yeah.
hits in a row.
Not a single hit.
Day
Went
Sekiro
through
comes out.
1, 2, 3, and Bloodborne. Did he do Demon Souls
Demon
too?
Souls,
Yes, he did.
Dark
Starting
Souls
there and
1,
Dark
Dark Souls
Souls
2,
2.
Bloodborne, and then Dark
Dark
Souls 3.
Souls
I think he
3.
did them in release order.
Mm.
All of the games right in a row, no hits. Just
Yeah. Which is insane.
ridiculous.
Hell yeah, I got a free Kaya's Wrath.
There's a clip on Twitter which is it's fantastic. Like he's so happy. He's so happy about it. He's like in tears almost, and his dog comes and gives him a hug, and it's adorable.
See,
He's like, "Why are
okay,
you
I've
crying,
already
Billy?"
figured out how
Right.
to edit this into a video. So you edit it into like a 30-second video of it's just playing Mr. Blue Sky, but every single time that there's a downbeat, it's him killing a boss. So it's just going dun 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 as he's like slaying everything, and then it just ends. Be perfect. You're welcome, whoever has the actual time and or ability to edit that video together. You're welcome. Oh man.
But yeah, I have heard that Sekiro is harder than Dark Souls French.
It's
I think it's harder because people aren't used to stealth. They're used to just kind of running through stuff,
Yeah,
and
you
they're
can
not
also
I'm
used to
think
combat.
having a way easier time with Sekiro playing it as someone who plays a lot of stealth games and as someone who didn't really click with Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I'm
You
having a
also-
lot of fun with it. And the thing is, like, whenever I beat a boss in Dark Souls, I felt like it was like legit dumb luck. You know how it's just like I beat the boss, but it was like because I just managed to sneak through this time and barely get what I needed to. Versus in Sekiro, whenever I beat a boss, I feel like I earned it. Because you need to actively like parry and like practice and figure out how to beat the boss and figure out their mechanics. As opposed to, I feel like in Dark Souls, it was just a lot of timing your dodging. Regardless of
there's a lot of
boss mechanics
positioning
in Dark Soul.
Positioning and timing and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
you need to
but
learn
it's
as
like
well.
a lot of the boss mechanics in Dark Souls is just like, well, dodge.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make it a bad game. It's just that's different from what I've been experiencing in this game, which is a lot more like you don't dodge, you need to stand your ground and figure it out, and you need to know when you're getting hit, and you need to know the timing for your block, and you need to know how to position yourself because you're the most mobile person in the game. You're playing Assassin's Creed. This isn't Dark Souls.
Right. You also
By the way, it
keep in
100% is Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you also have to keep in mind there were a lot of Dark Souls veterans that when Dark Souls 3 came out, they were like, this is the easiest one so far. It's like, no.
Yeah, it's because they were used to playing that form of
You've played
game.
the
So
first 3 games
Yeah.
of Dark Souls and Bloodborne. Like, you've had
you're
practice
so
with this
used to the
style of
combat.
game.
Yeah.
Then you give it
And
to a
then-
noob who's playing Dark Souls 3, they're going to be like, fuck, this is hard. It's just, you know.
Yeah. And so with this one, rather
This
than give
being
out the
super
same
different.
combat system, they went, okay, let's do a different take on how these kind of work, and
Mhm.
gave a combat system that requires blocking and parrying as the main form, and stealth play. And Dark Soul veterans are like, what the fuck? I keep getting
Right.
killed.
Right. Meanwhile, like Dark Souls veterans, first tutorial boss in Dark Souls 3, a lot of them were just one-shotting him like easy peasy because he's, he telegraphs his attacks.
Yeah.
Really
Because he's
hard.
the first boss. He's supposed to telegraph. Like, it's supposed
Yeah.
to teach new people, because
How
that's
to
still
play the
required, and how to play the game. Like, that's a thing that every game still has to do, regardless of it's a sequel. Because there are
Yes.
people who have never
And
played the
I-
first one.
I
or the
want
second
Sekiro
one.
now. I want it.
I mean, shit, Final Fantasy still does it, and they're on God knows how many games.
15 was the last one they released.
No, they're above 15 because there's a couple with sequels.
Yeah, there's like a
No,
10
no.
and 10-2.
Don't
and
worry,
stuff
don't
like
There's
worry.
that.
10 and 10-2, and then there's was it 13 has like
Final Fantasy
13-2 and
Tactics.
13-3 basically. So
There's 10 and 10-2 and
yeah, and the one with lightning, there's 3 of them, so they're not on.
well, she returns.
Yes, but then there's another one.
Well, because
So-
she returns.
Yeah, but then they made
You-
another game after she returns.
Because she returned.
But she could have died in the second one, and everybody would have been
But
happy.
she returns.
And then 2 of them are MMOs, so
Just really quick, if anybody didn't catch on, the game is called Final
Lightning
Fantasy
Lightning
13 2
Returns.
Lightning Returns.
the fact that they're calling it 13 and giving it a second number still bothers me. Like 13-2, stop that.
Yeah. It's
Cease.
a little silly.
132 at that point, stop that.
Okay.
There's a lot of Final Fantasy games.
Yeah,
There's at least
they all-
2.
but they all work kind of the same way, and so they still need to teach you how to do things every time.
Yeah.
around.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So we have decided that next week we are going to look into Bungao Stray Dogs.
It's the one about the puppies, yeah.
Wait, no, maybe.
It is not about puppies.
Is it about puppies? And this was like it was like a mystery kind of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of a wacky, weird detective agency dealing with people who are abnormal in certain ways, and
Right.
very abnormal in terms of personality.
Cool. And then we are going to be looking into doing the like weekly episode. We're going to pick one to come up with. Right now we're looking at
Yes.
Sharazanmai. I probably butchered the
Yes.
pronunciation, but you know.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to pronounce the proper pronunciation of that until they actually come out and say, this is how it's said.
Yeah.
I'm putting my anime list in the Discord.
This could also change because this isn't out for probably a couple weeks. So
Yeah, we don't know how long this is going to take to come out. And we don't know if it's one of the ones that starts right away. Because sometimes that is not a thing.
there will
Some
be
shows
updates.
are part of, the new season, but don't start like 4 weeks after the new season is launched because they stagger stuff. So we'll see. But this is a segment we're going to be doing. We're going to be adding another show. So we're going to be looking at least 2 shows a week. One is going to be the first 3
One will
episodes
be
as per
recurring
normal.
throughout the whole.
And then one is a recurring one we do over time with 1 episode per and going through and discussing that particular episode.
Yeah. So
And that might change if we end up picking something that's awful.
Yeah,
I feel
if
like
it's
this
super bad, we'll just change it.
This is beyond bad. We'll discuss how bad this is and then be like,
So that's going to be the plan going forward. So changing things up a little bit. All right. Well,
you were going to do the outroll when Comfy left.
God, we were doing so well.
This has to
it's
stay
okay.
in. Don't cut
It's
this out.
okay. No, I'm not
This is
going to
great.
edit it. No.
So what are you? And while we're waiting, what are you up to this coming week, Dale?
Division 2, and probably maybe some Apex Legends. Maybe.
Oh yes, because the Battle Pass came out.
Probably. Yeah, no, I mean, it's just, I always like to have like a PvP game that I kind of keep in rotation, because I like PvP, you know. So that's mega fun. You're gonna be doing Division. We'll probably play Division at some point together, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't know if you're getting off
Maybe
now or not. So
I mean, I will be. I kind of want to do my Thorn Strike. If I could find some help to do a Thorn Strike really quick, I would like to do that. I'll probably do it off stream though. Like once I get this thing starting to render and stuff.
we gotta start doing bounties too.
Bounties. Oh, in Division?
Yeah, because that's how you make your money, and we're gonna need craft gear.
I might hop on
recalibrate
today
stuff.
to do some Division off stream stuff. Maybe. I don't know. It's possible.
We should
I
get
don't know.
Comfy, like drag Comfy's ass up levels. He's still
Maybe.
less than. I think he's in the 20s.
I'm not sure what level he was. But
Well, he
the thing
played the
is,
other
if we
day, so
start
he could
dragging
go
him
for
through
it.
shit, he's gonna get one shot by everything, and it probably won't be fun for him.
It won't be too bad. I mean, he only has to do the story mission stuff. Like, he doesn't have to do any of the side quests. He just has to do the story mission and then what's one called it? Strongholds.
Yeah.
And they're level based, right? So 24 is the first one. So as soon as he hits 24, we can pull him through that. And then the next one, like he'll gain a
shit,
crap
that's
ton of
right.
experience, right?
Yeah.
They're not gear based at that point. They're level based. So
Yeah.
oh, one of my dogs here.
I also have, I got to get this thing starting to render and stuff like that. That takes a while. It takes a while to render the video, and then it takes a while to upload the video to YouTube, and then I edit the podcast. I don't do a ton of editing. All I do, like, there's some like inside baseball stuff for people. I just edit out some dead air. Usually it's not too bad. I think I cut out a whole 4 minutes out of the 2 hours last week, so it's nothing major. It just takes a while to go through. That's about it. That's all I do. But it takes a while to render and upload.
Yes,
So-
I'm aware of the difficulties of how long rendering can take.
Yeah.
Because it is annoying to get stuff to render. It's usually why I have rendering running in the background while I'm doing stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it can take a while. And uploading to things like YouTube and things like that is... It doesn't matter how fast your system is, it's how fast what you're uploading to takes information, which is not always the best. Especially with YouTube. YouTube really throttles it.
Bum, 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 bum. That's not what I want. Wrong website.
Oh, here comes a Cuffus.
There he is. Yeah, I was about to
All right,
start
back.
like going, yo, it's time. Yo, Comfy, where can we find you? And I hear the door close.
Then Company's like, I'll be back, clunk. And Dale's like,
Well, don't worry, I'm here now.
I know.
I've
I know.
fixed
Welcome
it.
back.
Yeah. I'm
Better
I'm
out than
glad
in.
to be back.
No, you're good. You're good. No big deal.
Is that how it works?
What?
Usually. That's what Shrek told me. Better out than in.
Better out than in, I always say. Ha 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 ha. So yeah.
All right, Cuff,
So-
where can people find you?
Oh
can-
boy, man, you can find me at mixer.com/Comfamous, at Twitter at Comfamous, and on Instagram at Believe It or Not at Comfamous.
Woo.
And if you could even fathom it, we also got a Snapchat running, and the name, believe it or not, is at Mr. Vengeance 7.
And you can find him on Tinder at Comfamous.
And on Tinder at Comfamous. Not how Tinder works at all, but you know what? Whatever works for you, kiddo.
It's the title of his description. There we go.
Yeah. My premium Snapchat at Comfamous.
Oh man, super premium. I'm curious as
You
to
don't
what's on
even use it.
it.
You don't know.
I
You don't
use Snapchat.
understand
Because you
how
can tell Comfy is
premium my
upset that
Snapchat is.
Dale doesn't use his premium Snapchat.
No, I don't use vanilla Snapchat, let alone fancy Snapchat.
Whoa!
Now you just need to
wait. Can we?
Well,
What
I don't
do
have
you
Snapchat
know?
either.
Snapchat.
Yeah, I don't have.
I don't
What
have
does that
Snapchat.
mean?
Look, once you're
Vanilla
past the
Snapchat?
vanilla,
I don't know.
You never
I-
You
never
don't
picked
use
up
vanilla
Snapchat.
Snapchat. That makes me think that there's some like weird kinky Snapchat you use.
No, it's just the regular
mega
Snapchat.
Dale has-
It's not
Snapchat.
premium.
Dale 100% has like 5 premium Snapchat subscriptions. He's just not telling us about it.
No, I do not actually. Kinky Snapchat,
Well-
no French.
One's probably like to
Listen.
this weird like potato premium Snapchat.
Hey guys, this is an app idea for everyone out there. Kinky Snapchat. You're welcome. That one's
Alright.
free. That one's free from me.
Now, Comfy, you just need to start uploading stuff to your Instagram and that.
I do upload stuff to my Instagram.
Oh,
I
God.
put up a picture yesterday and the day before.
All right.
All
so,
right.
Mr. Copper, where are you on the internets?
You can find me here in Mixer at Copper Lion. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Copper Lion Art and Copper Lion Designs.
Noise.
It is, and I should have more stuff going up on Instagram soon because I was looking up samples of stuff for somebody for something, which I can't talk about because I'm not under NDA, but it is something they're under NDA for.
Uh-huh.
But it's something you guys will find out about soon because I know the NDA is lifting because they're going to be launching it soon.
Oh man.
But it basically told me that I missed uploading a bunch of stuff to, like me going through looking for stuff has told me that I've missed uploading stuff to Instagram. So I have a bunch of things I need to upload, but I don't want to go use a giant upload thing all at once, right? So I gotta
Gotcha.
paste that out. And then I've got a few projects that are actually coming to an end. One just finished on Friday.
Nice.
So that'll be new stuff that'll be going up. And then Comfy will be getting something this week, I'm hoping as well. Yeah.
Man.
And then
It'd probably be good for my application.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Generally
Good luck
speaking,
on
yes.
that, friendo. I hope you crush it.
And Dale, how about you? Where can the
Where
World
can the
Wide
people
Web
find
find you?
You can find me mixer.com/Mr. Vengeance, at Twitter and Instagram at Mr. Vengeance X7. And that's going to do it this week for 2.5 Weebs. Check back next week. We're going to be talking about Bungao Stray Dogs, or however you pronounce it.
Not
This is why I
as
was just
quite literally porn.
This is where I was just calling it Stray Dogs.
Is-
It's just
wait.
easier.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Okay,
I'm
it is part of the
trying!
name.
maximum
name.
effort here, chat.
All right,
and I'm
everybody.
getting
Next week we're
flamed
going to
for
be
it.
watching Lost Puppers. Good luck, everybody. Have fun. Say bye.
Bye.